All right, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, this is another strong one reaching us. Still on the matter. Sleeping with one eye open in Abuja over worsening insecurity. All right, my people, the news in details. Onto this, Mr. Collins Oji, residents in Karu, a suburb of Abuja in the Federal Capital Territory. He used to undertake a road walk as a form of exercise between 5 a.m. and then 6 a.m. before going to work. But this is no longer the case in recent times, no thanks to the state of insecurity in the FCT, which has escalated. Oji has made some adjustments to his routine. Waking up at 5 a.m. to exercise now feels like an extreme sport, so I have adjusted to 30 minutes between 6 a.m. and then 6:30 a.m. There have been cases of robbery by criminals who target early risers. The other day, two men with knives snatched the handbag of a lady while I was walking, he said. As for Ado Ajene, a resident of Kubwa, another suburb of the FCT, his biggest worry is one chance. Edo said at least 6 colleagues of his have fallen victim to one chance this year. One chance is used to describe a kind of haste involving criminals who disguise as commercial transporters to rob, harm, and then sometimes kill their victims. It is particularly dangerous because it offers little or no escape route for victims. When Abuja was safe, you just wave any vehicle going your direction and then enter without suspicion. These days, commuting to and then from the city center involves a serious vetting process, is said. Ajene also said that apart from the general insecurity in the FCT, the removal of fuel subsidy also contributes to the increased cases of one chance. People are looking for cheaper means of transportation. So, if a vehicle charges less than the usual price for a ride, people are tempted to throw caution to the wind and then just opt in, he said. The case of greatness, Olorunfemi, who was stabbed and then thrown out of a moving vehicle along the Maitama Kubwa Highway on September 26, 2023, became a rallying point for a call to action. Apart from knife crimes and then one chance, the biggest security worry for residents of Abuja and its environs is the issue of kidnapping for ransom. Several reports suggest that this year alone, close to 30 people have been abducted. Government have abducted a family of 7 in Zuma, 1 in the Buhari Area Council, and then 9 in Sagwari Layout Estate in Dust. Some security experts are suggesting that cases of abduction in the FCT are underreported because families of victims who have little trust in the security agencies in the first place are threatened into silence. Next year, violent conflict database partly attributes the surge in insecurity in the FCT to the general insecurity and then unrest sweeping through many parts of the country. For instance, the capital city and then a few of the most violent states in Nigeria located in the country's northwest and then central regions are adjacent, it said. Some residents fear that As far as kidnapping for ransom is lucrative and the kidnappers have the means to act, they will continue to terrorize societies. Look at the case of Dust. Those criminals came with sophisticated weapons and then were in military uniforms. They were daredevils and then they possessed the tools. Michael, who lives in Dust, said, "The Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act of 2022, signed into law by former President Muhammadu Buhari, criminalizes payment of ransom to free a kidnapped person. It is meant to dissuade rewarding criminals." Section 24 of the law provides that a person who knowingly or intentionally seizes, detains, or attempts to seize or detain a person, property, or facility in order to compel a third party to do or abstain from doing a lawful act, threatens to kill, injure, or continue to detain a person in order to compel a third party to do or abstain from doing a lawful act, or gives an explicit, implicit condition for the release of the person held hostage or the property or facility detained, commits an offense. It also provides that a person who commits an offense under subsection 1 of this section is liable on conviction where death does not result from the act to life imprisonment, or where death results from the act to a death sentence. However, family of victims of kidnapping are often on record admitting that they paid ransom even when security agencies deny such. For instance, the family of the Al-Qadria girls, who were among the 23 persons kidnapped on January 2nd, told a national newspaper that they paid ransom to bandits for the release of their 5 girls. Stakeholders therefore argued that the focus of the law should be on punishing criminals, not discouraging families of victims anxious for their loved ones to regain freedom. Security experts say if the efficacy of the law is strengthened and then justice is served through it, it would serve as a deterrent. So far, kidnappers don't see any reason to stop. There are few or no consequences for their atrocities, both in terms of fighting them and then bringing them to justice, Michael said. The Minister of FCT, Mr. Nyesom Wike, says government is doing its best to make the territory safe for residents, even as he has urged traditional rulers to render a helping hand. Traditional rulers have a role to play in securing their domain. You know those around your domain. If there are faces that you think are not familiar within the axis, it is within your power to report such faces or call your area council chairman to be able to make a report to security agencies or my office so that actions can be taken, Wike told our FCT graded chiefs and then area council chairman. While acknowledging that there is security in the FCT, Wike said it was not proper to paint the situation in alarming perspective. You cannot stop total crime. Let somebody tell me as a professional that there is anywhere in the world where there is no crime, because kidnapping happened last night in 1 or 2 places. Therefore, there is insecurity in the whole of FCT. That is not correct, he said during a recent media chat But stakeholders want the FCT administration to do more by collaborating with the security agencies to tackle the menace. This is an abduction epidemic. You don't blame on political distractors. You work with relevant security agencies, support them with resources and then equipment, and then spur them into action, Orji said. Other advice that the entire national security architecture should be overhauled as a result of current and then evolving threats to national security, which the present structure is too weak to solve. All right, my people, and exactly what is actually reaching us onto this one. A lot of things had actually been said. What more can we say? Meanwhile, let me have your own take on this, and then remember to subscribe for more updates if you're just joining us on this channel for the first time. All right, thanks and God bless.